Canadian embassy can go to hell for denying Nigerian defense chief orders visas, says National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu. Nigerian's National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu has slammed the Canadian embassy for denying visas to Chief of Defense Staff Christopher Musa and other top military officers. Ribadu's comment came after Musa revealed at the maiden annual lecture of the National Association of the Institute for Security Studies held in Abuja on Thursday that he and his team were invited to Canada for an event honoring war veterans, but half of the delegation was denied visas, the cable reports. Musa described the incident as disappointing, but emphasized that it serves as a reminder for Nigeria to stand strong as a nation and not to be taken for granted. Every disappointment is a blessing. Yesterday, I was meant to be in Canada. There is an event to honor our veterans, those that were injured during battles, and we were meant to be there. We were invited with our team. Half has gone and half has been denied. It is very disappointing, he emphasized. Ribadu commended Musa for speaking out about the incident, saying, "Thank you for the courage to say Canada deny you visas. They can go to hell." He emphasized that despite the disappointment, Nigeria is peaceful and strong and must work hard to overcome such challenges. The incident has also highlighted the importance of Nigeria's military leadership, with Ribadu praising Musa for providing purposeful leadership in the war against insecurity. He noted that all security agencies are collaborating across many parts of the country to address the challenges facing Nigeria. All right. Just imagine that the Canadian government should go to hell. The Canada should go to hell. This is coming from the National Security Advisor. You know, National Security Advisor is a mouthpiece to crucial issues in every country. He can be the one that could tell the president, let's go to war, and president will go to war. Let us forget about this war, they will forget about the war. So Nuhu Ribadu is telling Canada to go to hell because they denied them visa. Now, what are they supposed to do? They're supposed to look at their cupboard, whether there is a cockroach in their cupboard. And when a visa is being denied, okay, they will tell you the reason why they denied the visa. Why can't you work towards the reason why the visa was denied instead of telling Canada go to hell? It's not okay. It's not okay. The world is watching what is going on in Nigeria. The world is seeing everything. The human rights violation, how they kill people who are agitating, how they arrest protesters who are waving ordinary flag, they charge them for treason and so on and so forth. Anyway, there is a lot of things we have to discuss tonight. So with this, I'm being joined by a war veteran, the Biafran veteran, Mr. John Pape. So he's joining us from the United States of America. So we have to discuss about the implication of all these things that is going on, what the National Security Advisor, the way he reacted to what the Canadian government did. Now, there is a rule and policy towards the approval of visa. Whether you are this, you are that. For example, there was a time, the world, so many parts of the world, they placed a ban on Vladimir Putin. They say because of the war in Ukraine. There was a time they stopped the Israel prime minister not to go to so many countries. They restricted him. So if the Canada government is restricting the whole government officials from Nigeria because of the human rights violation, it's not enough for Nuhu Ribadu to come out and tell Canada go to hell, because we are starting another diplomatic war already. And Nigeria is not even fit for anything. They are putting their hands where their hand did not reach. And Canada is trying to follow the footsteps of the United States of America under Donald J. Trump. Because Trump, you know, as usual, during the 2020 administration, his administration that ended 2020, Trump places visa ban on so many Nigerian politicians not to come to US. He places visa ban on many of them. When Buhari came to US, you saw it, I played it for you at the time. Trump told Buhari, you have to stop killing Christians. He told him face to face, you have to stop killing Christians. He said, the killing of Christians, the persecution of Christians have to stop. This is what Donald Trump told Buhari then. So, Okay, the video is here. Let me show you the video.
President Buhari of Nigeria. We have many things that we do together, as you know, probably especially on terrorism and terrorism related. We also have a very big trade deal that we're working on for military equipment, helicopters, and the like. We have met before. We have developed a great relationship, and we look forward to our discussion today. Very important, but again, especially as it relates to terrorism. And that's terrorism here and terrorism all over the world. It's a hotbed, and we're going to be stopping that. Also, we've had very serious problems with Christians who have been murdered, killed in Nigeria. We're going to be working on that problem, and working on that problem very, very hard, because we can't allow that to happen. Mr. President, thank you very much for being here. Thank you.
Yeah, we have a serious problem with Christians in Nigeria who are being murdered. We cannot allow it to happen. That was from Donald J. Trump after placing visa ban on so many Nigerian politicians when Buhari visited him. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about what he said directly to Buhari, then telling people that he's like a lifeless somebody. They should not allow him to come near him again. It's another story entirely. So what I'm saying is that Nuhu Ribadu has done something that he's not supposed to do. So with this, I'm being joined by John Pape. John Pape, it is evening over here. This is just 2 minutes to 5 Nigerian time. Thank you for joining us today to discuss these crucial issues. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Okocha.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, listeners all over the world. We have seen what is going on now in Nigeria. Nigeria is not a nation.
Yeah, if you don't mind, it's like there is a background, a YouTube on the background there. Maybe you can lower it because the feedback is coming out.
Like I was saying,
yeah,
before my television interrupted you guys, Nigeria is just, they call it a country. It's not a nation. Nigeria is a scam. Nigeria is a joke. But most of us, most of the people living in Nigeria don't even understand what Nigeria is. If you look around, you will see what is happening now in Nigeria. A lot of killings, killing of Christians, even Muslims, they kill the houses. The Fulanis are killing the houses. And in the houses, in that nation, that Hausa nation, we have Christians too. So, because if you go to Mina, we have Christians. You go to Taraba, we have Christians. You go to Jos, we have Christians. You go to Makodi, we have Christians. And other places too. Kogi, Kwara, you have Christians. So they are killing every Christian. This one you are seeing now from Canada is just a tip of the iceberg. Canada is US. US is Canada.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you the truth.
Yeah.
Forget that if you come into, in those days, if we come into America from New York, we go down, we can go through the border and go to Canada. As long as you have your visa, you go to Canada and come back like that. I don't know of now. I don't know what is obtainable now. But what I want to say is that our people should be mindful of what they are saying in Nigeria. Now that the Canadian government has started, it's just a small thing. If the next one will come from America, and that will be a bombshell. What is happening now in
what are you thinking that is coming from America? Because you said before we know that the Canada only just NATO, that before we know another one will come from US. What are you expecting from the US?
The US, it will be a bad one. Not only our ministers and military people not coming to America, but it will affect many citizens.
Okay.
You know, they've deported about 3,000 and something, 300 and something thousand, 3,000 and something also, I don't know. And they're about deporting another 370,000 have gone. Another 500,000 are coming out, will be going.
I'm aware of that. It's so unfortunate, but let them come. Let us build. Let us fight this insecurity together.
for fight. If you want to fight this insecurity, all of you must have guns. Just like E.Y. Danjuma said, and other people have said it too. You need you need guns to defend yourself because they are coming. They are moving everywhere.
All right. Tell us. You have experience about the international relation now. Tell us, what are the things you are saying about America? What are we expecting that the Trump administration is going to slam against Nigeria?
Number one, he has started, they will slam the visa thing. They will slam it. They don't care if you close, if you say there are people who will not come here. They don't care. Because they believe that our people who are coming in here are coming to take most of their jobs.
Okay.
You see, there are a lot of doctors here. In fact, my cardiologist is a Nigerian from Afikpo. From Afikpo. So many people who are here, who are in the medical field, that are working in the medical field, if I say Nigeria occupies about 30%, don't doubt me. Specialists, for that matter. Number one.
But they don't have problem with the visa policies and what is going on now.
They will soon have it.
Why?
I'm just telling you now. The reason is that he wants to prescribe that people so that they don't come again, so that they want to deal with Nigeria in the sense that they want to make sure this government that is on, the APC's government, is quashed.
All right. Sir, there is a report from the People's Gazette, the newspaper based in America that focuses on information in Nigeria. They published that the Binance executives that were arrested in Nigeria, that was put under the office of the National Security Advisor, that those Binance officials were released based on terms and conditions. Number one, that Tinubu said Joe Biden should publish a letter praising him. Is one of the conditions for the release. Charged with treason, with this and that. The following day, we were told that these people were released. I asked a question, I did a video, I said, with the number of charges leveled against these foreigners, the following day they were released, after the Binance executive accused the Nigerian senators of asking $1 million from them to help them to release them. So the People's Gazette is publishing that Joe Biden really had a deal with Tinubu. And I read the newspaper where Joe Biden said, thanking Buhari for releasing those people on humanitarian ground. Is this what Trump is angry at, or another thing?
My brother, anything that has to do with corruption, you don't release people that way. You make sure you get the money that they have gotten, the ill-gotten money, must surely come to the coffers of the government of that country. And then the people charged, and they send them to court. Then let them defend themselves in the court. If they are found guilty, let them jail them. If they are not found guilty, they should release them. So what I'm saying here is that the country is corrupt. The corruption is so much that even the money that those people have accumulated, those people who got the money, if they bring it, you don't see it, they don't use it for, say, electricity or water or anything. They take that money themselves and put it somewhere else. The only country that they can always go to now is France. Wait a minute, let the next election in England takes place, and by the grace of God, Kemi Badenoch comes in. You will see another thing in Nigeria.
Nigeria is finished. If the lady comes in, Nigeria is finished.
Okay, let's go to the Scandinavian countries. Now, anything that happens like Canada, Canada is in the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
All the Commonwealth countries. Australia is in the Commonwealth. All the Commonwealth countries now will do the same.
Because the Australia had issue with Nigeria already in the last 4 months. They stopped all their citizens not to go to Nigeria. And in retaliation, instead of Nigeria to ask what is the reason why, Nigeria now published a statement that Australia is dealing with Muslims, that they should not go there because of Muslim persecution. And just imagine, That is what I'm trying to say, what Nuhu Ribadu said, the National Security Advisor, instead of him to come out to talk about the reason why the Canada denied a whole CDS of a nation visa, and he's saying, he's saying go to hell, that Canada should go to hell. As if Canada is coming to beg Nigeria money. Nigeria is the nation that is always begging everybody money. Okay, now, Mr. John Papi, let's come to reality. Now, I want to ask you, do you think that what the Canadian government, what they did, do you think is right to deny a whole national team visa, stopping them not to enter their soil? I want you to rate what the Canadian did, what they did, just rate it. Do you think what they did is right?
100% right. One, Christopher Musa is presiding over the killing that is going on in the south of Nigeria. If you don't know, he and the army head, they have killed between December to now, they have killed more than 500,000 youths. I want you to take note. And they keep killing. It's not only other person, but the military people that are killing our people. You can imagine in Ebony, when they said that they were coming, and I told them, no, don't go away, stay. Our people stayed, and they came and killed our people. And after killing them, then the military now came. As they were carrying the first, well, as they came, they seized all the phones, that all the people that have their phones, they said they should bring their phones, so that they will not take pictures and send to the outside world. So they carried all the dead body. And when they must have disposed the dead body, they now brought the phones and gave them to the people. To tell you that they know what they're doing. Canada is right to have said that they should not come. The military people who are presiding over the killing of Christians. His name is Christopher. I don't know what kind of Christopher he is. And other people, the other man there, some of them are just killers. They are Muslims in disguise. And not that they are Muslims, they are Fulanis in disguise. They may come from other place, but I'm attributing the Fulani spirit and blood to them. They should live. They should not kill us again. Look at what happened this year on Monday when Nnamdi Kanu was there. You saw what Nnamdi Kanu did? He busted them, because if he keeps his mouth shut, the world will not know. Now the world knows more of what is happening. Yes, I'm telling you, the world knows more. Nnamdi Kanu doesn't care a hoot. He has told the world everything now. The world knows what is happening in Nigeria.
But the problem is that the Chief Justice of Nigeria was stopped from entering United States of America after passing the judgment that brought Hope Uzodinma as the governor of Imo State. Are you aware of that? Ever since then, she has not stepped her leg into the United States. I know that US is not a heaven, Canada is not heaven, but these are signs that these people are corrupt elements. And these people are supposed not to preside over anything if a nation is working. What do you think about this?
It is a fact that if you allow these corrupt people to come into your country, the world will see you as abating corruption. That is number one. And you know the kind of state America is. America is a free state. America is a state where corruption does not reign, or corruption. They will hold you and deal with you. Canada, the same thing. Australia, the same thing. Even England. But what happened in the place of the part of England is that England has a stake with Nigeria, Nigerian oil. Okay. I was going through the fleet in the biggest ships in the world yesterday. I discovered there's about 2 ships that lay cables and pipes underground, underwater. That means I concluded, oh, that is why Britain is doing this. That by now, Britain must have laid a lot of things under the sea to be collecting our oil. Then I started laughing at myself. I said, oh my God, that country is finished. So my dear, just let us call a spade a spade. Nigeria will soon be, even China will soon show Nigeria a red card. Japan,
Now, Pape, you know, about 2 months ago, the Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, went to Qatar. I hope you remember about how the Al Jazeera journalists reprimanded him about so many things. He asked him about the war with Boko Haram. The CDS said, and he lied, that it is foreigners who are sponsoring Boko Haram, as if the world don't know who formed Boko Haram. The origin of something is the whole thing. So if you come to the filling station and you light up the filling station with the matches and it burned down, they are not going to say that because there is no fire extinguisher there. Someone light it up. So someone from Boko Haram, the Al Jazeera journalists asked Christopher Musa, how come about the Boko Haram issue? Over 10 years, you people were unable to defeat them in your soil. He said it's because foreign mercenaries are supporting them. What has that to do with? This is the man who from Boko Haram. What do you have to say about that?
I heard him. See, the Boko Haram was formed by Nigerians. The former governor of Borno State.
Alemodu Sheriff.
Alemodu Sheriff. He used to follow us in Nigerian Airways when I was flying for Nigerian Airways. He used to be with us. He used to go with us. The Sheriff man. This Sheriff man formed it and made someone there a minister. A commissioner,
a commissioner of religious affairs in implementation of Sharia law. I have the old document with me. Yeah,
you are very correct. So that man is there, walking freely at Abuja, in Abuja now. Today he's there now, walking freely. Nobody has apprehended him. The former governor of Zamfara, is there.
Who is the Minister of Defense now?
The Minister of Defense.
Yes, and the incumbent governor accused him of being part of the bandits.
Yes, the incumbent governor told the world.
And you want Canada not to slap visa restriction on them.
Let me tell you something. This is just the beginning of the end of Nigeria. Nigeria is going. You are just looking at Nigeria. Nigeria will soon be, when the Benue people, the what do you call them? Middle Belt will go. Middle Belt have told them, we are not part of you. Because they wanted to bring them together that they should fight against us. Middle Belt said, no, we are not part of you. We are aligning with the South. Because we are not Muslims like you. And you came to our place and killed us in thousands. You killed people on Jos in thousands. You went to Taraba State. You did the same thing, killing everybody. It is not foreigners. It's our own people. Today, we have them. They're about 40. After Dubai brought all their names and gave to our country. Up till now, nobody has brought them out. The world knows them now, but let them bring them out and try them. No. They are still making them ministers. What do you think about that kind of country? So let the country go. Let it, recently, 2 clerics from the north, they said Araba. And Araba means devil. And apart from saying Araba, because I was born in their place, apart from saying Araba, he said in Hausa language that they are there, our own people are there in their place doing business and progressing, and that there's no market in the south that you have an Hausa man, particularly in Igbo land, that you have an Hausa man. When Hausa when they are at the Shago, say no Hausa man has a shop in the east. And that we have everywhere. He said Gasunan Amina. Gasunan Ashuru, Gasuna Ko Ina, Gasuna Akaduna, Gasuna Akad. Say, look at them here in Kanu, look at them here in Mina, look at them here in Kaduna. They're everywhere and they're progressing. He said, He said, Bazamu Yadababa. He said, we will not agree. Then he continued. He said, Bazamu Yadaba Zayaki. He said, there must be war. He said, first, he started talking about our people that are there. So now I am using this forum to ask our people that are in the north to start coming back. That's the truth, Mr. Okocha. They should start coming back because that was what they did before. Before we knew it, they started killing our people.
Yeah, the program.
They started killing our people before our fathers, my father and others. Even these Yoruba people, they were killing Yoruba people. Now nobody knows who is Yoruba or Igbo. Then, because Igbo is not written on the forehead of anybody. They were killing everybody. So our father then gathered themselves together with their barrels and they repelled the killing. That is the truth. So now go and get your own gun, you Mr. Okocha. All of you should go and get gun and keep the gun ready. You see, your backyard there, and your wherever you are, you have them in the bush. They are the ones cutting the nails. In the daytime, they will come to be cutting nails of people. They'll be doing other things, cutting the nails and bringing Mr. Merua. They'll be fetching water. You will be buying the water because of scarcity of water. They'll be doing other things, and you'll be looking at them. They'll be raking, looking everywhere. That's what army call reiki. They will be looking everywhere, searching everywhere to know how to move. At night, they'll come and attack because they don't attack by day.
All right.
That of Boeing that took.
Sorry to interrupt you. Before I ask you the next question, I just want to use this opportunity to tell people that there is a video where Femi Falana, the senior advocate of Nigeria, when he came to the Chinese television and educated Nigeria that you have right to bear arms. All you have to do is to make sure you have your arms and go and register it. However, it's not everybody. People have not been able to buy their daily food. How can they afford arms? Because he was talking in the angle of self-defense, that if someone is coming to kill you with AK-47, that you have the right to use the AK-47 against the person. If someone is coming to kill you with pump action, that you have the right to use pump action to defend yourself against the person. So that video is interesting. So I'm just using the opportunity to tell people to go and watch Femi Falana on why you should go and have your own, arms and bear arms as a Nigerian, because with the way things are going now, the security operatives, they are not much in Nigeria. I would blame them small because the politicians are the problem we have in Nigeria, not even the security operatives. Like the deceased chief of defense staff or chief of army staff, Nagbaja, he told us categorically that the whole armed forces in Nigeria are 2 million in number and they are not capable of securing more than 200 million people, whereas almost 1 million people are attached to VIP brothers, politician brother, businessmen, their family, their wife, their children. So the rest are being dispersed. Even Yahoo boys have four people around them. Nigeria is just a mess. Nigeria is just a mess, Mr. Papi. All right, go on, sir.
Mr. Kocha, it's true that Femi Falana said it. Who will register your gun? Is it the commissioner of police that is a Fulani man that will register your gun? The answer is, who registered the gun of the people who have been going with their cows? Nobody. So who
registered the gun? You just asked a question, sir. Who registered the gun of people who are leading the cows? Who registered their gun? I'm sorry to cut you short. I published a video today of T.Y. Danjuma when he came out to say that I asked you people to defend yourself, but you people are coming back to me that I did not give you gun and I asked you to defend yourself. That I am not going to give you gun. Go and get your gun where the Fulanis are getting their gun. That was from T.Y. Danjuma. It's not from me.
Do you know where they are getting their guns? They are getting their guns from the army. If you have your money, you will buy. 50,000 naira. They were selling it before. But to these cow people, it is not so. They are giving it to them. You will not know that as you see them walking on the going about. They have the cows. They will put about 10 or so cows. They will put the whole guns there. They will take clothes and cover it and tie it round, so that anytime anything happens, they just start getting. Only few will hang the weapon on them. That is what is going on, right inside the bush of Ebonyi, Imo. I talked to some people in Delta. I said, how come? How come these people are coming? They said the cows are in the bush with them. But they told us before that when the southern governors met, they told them that they should go because the Kanu governor before, Dan Guje, told them that they should come.
Come to Kanu, that they have enough space in Kanu to occupy all of them. Yeah.
That's what I'm asking. Why did our people not ask them to be going? Just recently, I saw one place in Anambra that the Anambra people drove them. They started going. Anambra people followed them with their own guns too. Followed them and they were going. They disarmed them. Followed them. They were going with their sick or the dama, because they call them Nama. And when you're on the road, they'll say, Gavara, sa, na sa be animal. You that is walking on the road, they will tell you, Gavara, capitalize, move away for the cow. You see, let me tell you, Mr. Okocha, it is high time our people bought guns. If anybody, all these millionaires, let them now start buying guns for our people to save their own lives. And arm our youths.